Thank you so much for having me here today. Decoding market cycles, how to master trends and corrections. Welcome everyone. I'm excited to share with you a simple 3-step playbook for trading trends and corrections. In today's volatile markets, uncertainty is inevitable, yet price action often remains in sync with the underlying market cycles. And mastering the timing of these cycles is crucial for trading success. By using a structured roadmap, traders can navigate the markets with confidence and make better decisions as a result. So I'm going to teach you all about the roadmap today. Please read the disclaimer. This is very important to practice with a demo or paper trading account with any new concept or strategy. And this presentation is for educational purposes only. So let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Jody Samuels. I began my career as a professional trader with JP Morgan, trading currencies on Wall Street and Bay Street, where I managed positions that generated millions for the bank. And over the years, I've expanded into future stocks and options. And for the past 20 plus years, my passion has been teaching traders how to move from emotional trading to rules-based success. I also wrote The Trader's Pendulum, The 10 Habits of Highly Successful Traders, and in it I describe 3 pendulums that every trader must manage every single day. The market pendulum, which swings between trends and corrections, we're going to focus on that today. The financial pendulum, which governs risk, reward, and capital, very, very important to be successful overall. And of course, the emotional pendulum, which swings between fear and greed primarily, patience and impatience, and there are other emotions that we swing between. So the pendulum framework, markets, finances, and emotions, constantly in motion, is the heart of what I teach. And before we wrap up today, I'll also share details about my Wavy Tunnel Pro accelerated training. Okay. Recently, my work has also been recognized in major publications, including USA Today and International Business Times. It's always an honor to be featured, but matters most to me is showing traders like you how to apply these ideas in a practical way. So here's what the problem is and why this matters. Volatile markets create opportunities, but they also bring risks. You all know that. And most traders blow up not because of the market, but because of their emotions and their lack of a trade plan. And with limited capital, you don't always get a second chance. That's why having a repeatable system is non-negotiable. So I'm going to show you this at the end. We started the training on Sunday, but everything is recorded. And if you'd like to jump in and join us now, that's what I'm going to share at the end. So what process do I follow to find trades, have the confidence to pull the trigger, and manage my trades with clarity? The 3-step process, my system, 3-step playbook that I use is analysis. That's reading the market map, and we're going to spend time on that today. I really want you to learn how to read the market map. And the Wavy Tunnel Pro is my strategy that we use, but you can use any strategy. And then the third is trade management and optimal risk reward. This is key. We're not going to spend too much time on this today. So let's get to the analysis, the market map for the Wavy Tunnel Pro. The first step in my background is Elliott wave analysis, by the way. I started trading in the 80s, well, early, December of 79. Okay, I'll admit it. The first step in achieving consistency is to have a thorough knowledge of the market, to determine possible future scenarios, and be prepared to take advantage of the opportunities that arise. And in our system, we use the market map in order to provide market context and increase the likelihood of successful outcomes. Call this a top-down approach as well. I'm going to show you the market map, and you're going to get very good at reading the market cycles by the end of this presentation. And it's all based on the work of Ralph Nelson Elliott, who studied various market indices over a 75-year period in the 1930s. And he discovered that stock market traded in repetitive cycles, and that these cycles or waves reflected the emotions of investors. And of course, these cycles are applied and have been applied to all of the asset classes, so not only stocks, but futures and Forex and cryptocurrencies as well. And then the other key character in this whole story is Leonardo Fibonacci, of course, who was an Italian mathematician, and he discovered the sequence of numbers. And if you're at all familiar with the Fibonacci retracements and extensions and expansions, it's all based on this sequence of numbers. And this is the market map that I keep referring to. It's called the complete market cycle, where you have your trend move on the left and then your correction. This is called a zigzag correction on the right, and this is a pretty steep correction. And at market tops and bottoms, this is where the patterns are tied to collective human behavior. And this is all based on the Fibonacci sequence of numbers. You can see the Fibonacci sequence of numbers here as you count the waves. This is called waveform. These are all pivot points, and notice the classical technical analysis patterns that we see here. What is this? A head and shoulders formation. So at the end of every swing move, we have head and shoulders formations, or reverse head and shoulders formations. And you can also see 1, 2, 3 reversals here. You can see trend versus correction, and this is a steep correction. There's a lot that you can garner from this chart, but that's what I'm going to be presenting on today. This is the 8-wave market cycle. Tying in emotions with this is really reading what Warren Buffett has to say. Be fearful when others are greedy. Be greedy when others are fearful. So we want to swap greed with fear over here, because up here the market gets greedy, they load up, they're optimistic and exuberant. And is that the time to get greedy? Probably not. This is the time to take profits or sell up here. And then down here, well, certainly if you bought up here, you're going to bail down here. If you bought up here, you're going to bail down here. But if you follow this 8-wave market cycle, you want to be prepared to buy down here and not be fearful, not be panicked and discouraged, and not bail. This is the time to think about buying. And this 8-wave market cycle shows up again, any asset class, any time frame, because these patterns are fractal. That means that the patterns repeat themselves over and over and over again. And this is the ideal market cycle, of course. And we see this market cycle for uptrends and downtrends in all asset classes. And on the right, this is the Wavy Tunnel Pro setup. So this looks very much like the 8-wave market cycle. We move up, we have divergence, and the awesome oscillator shows that the market is running out of steam up to point T, or I've labeled this a wave 3, 4, 5. And then we have the 3-wave correction, A, B, C, and this is called our PW, fill the gap, right down to the tunnel. This is the tunnel, this is the wave, and this is the 12 EMA filter. So this is the market map. So let's show you the market map in action using this strategy, and I'm going to tell you how you can set up the market map yourselves for free. I'll tell you what the moving averages are. But this is the second step in my playbook to reaching the path to success, is to have a highly effective strategy, which is easy to understand when making a trading decision. After a good analysis, which is the analysis that looking at the market map and the Elliott wave analysis and the Fibonacci's, strategy is used to identify the exact entry point, stop loss level, and profit target to know when to trade and when to stay out of the market. And removing the emotions is key. That's what holds traders back, becoming emotional at those major swing points, especially if they're not positioned the right way, right? So what if you had a system that explained how to understand and trade the market cycles using the market roadmap, identified where to place the trades for optimal entries and exits. And then what if you had simple tools to trade the roadmap effectively and to scan for trades and follow a trade plan to effectively trade the setups? And then what if you had accountability to do what you say you're going to do? I mean, that's really key. And mastering the market cycles is about anticipating market direction with confidence. So really feeling comfortable with reading the market, like looking at the market and feeling comfortable with reading it. And then what if you could achieve better timing for trades, improving trade entries and profit targets? That's key to improving the results as well. And then not suffering through losses, not suffering through drawdowns, when you achieve better timing. And this is something that you can learn with practice. And then engage in rules-based trading to enhance consistency through structured trading. Very often, we don't follow our rules. Like we use our intuition, we just decide to wing it. We just take trades because the markets are exciting, they're fun, they're moving, they're active, etc. I've been through all that. You can imagine what it was like trading in the 80s when I traded the British pound from 240 down to 105, back up to the 150s, from 240 down to 105. If you've seen the British pound, we haven't traded that rate since the 1980s. So that was emotional. That was very emotional, just based on the price action. We would move 10 big figures in a day. And then develop independent thinking with clear trading goals, reduces stress and uncertainty in trading. Like you can still follow other traders, but have your own independent thinking. So summary, by following the wavy tunnel solution, traders can navigate the market challenges with confidence. Now let's just talk about the DNA of the Wavy Tunnel Pro, and then I'll tell you what the moving averages are, but this is why it works. The Wavy Tunnel Pro indicators mimic the Elliott wave analysis. So the Elliott wave gives us the rhythm of the market, the impulse and the corrective phases, right? The places where you should be buying and the places where you should be sitting back for the corrections. And the Fibonacci allows us to measure timing and price levels, identifying where the markets are likely to turn perhaps, and harmonics patterns enables us to confirm price targets at key Elliott wave and Fibonacci levels. I use it as confirmation. And of course, momentum shows us whether the trend has strength or exhaustion is setting in. Together, these four elements create a structured, rule-based way of reading the markets. And from this DNA, we get the Wavy Tunnel Pro setups. These are the Wavy Tunnel Pro setups, the 6 Wavy Tunnel Pro setups, simplified. I'm going to tell you what the moving averages are shortly, but the start of the trend is, we have the start of the trend, we have trend continuation trades, and we have end of trend trades, and we have sideways trades. Simple visual rules-based, designed for clarity and repeatability. So this is what it looks like on the chart. What are the moving averages? This is the wave. It's a 34 EMA on the high, low, and the close. And this is the tunnel, the 144 and the 169 EMA. And this is the filter, the 12 EMA on the close. So these are the moving averages. You put them on your chart and you will see the 8-wave market cycle. This is the market moving up in trend. And then we have the A, sideways B, C wave down below the tunnel. This is called the price to wave, fill the gap. This is the end of trend trade that we see on the left. PW, price to wave, sideways correction for a B, fill the gap between the wave and the tunnel. That's what this correction is. I love looking for these corrections. This is one of my favorite setups, and I love, once we have this correction, I love, this is trend continuation, the breakout 4 trade. looking for another move up. That's over here. And then along the left side, where we have the trend, the active trend, we have the breakout 3 trades for trend continuation along this wave, or if it's a steep trend, along the filter. So we've just discussed the wave and the tunnel, the end of trend trades, and the trend trades, the continuation trades. I like to see the wave above the tunnel for an uptrend. If the wave is below the tunnel and you're buying, that's a counter trend move until the wave goes above the tunnel. So the start of the trend is called the breakout 1, and that's when the wave crosses above the tunnel. We don't see that here. It crossed probably a bit before. And then you have your sideways range bounds. Now, this is a daily chart, but like I said, this chart it's the same chart that you're going to see if you trade stocks, if you trade futures, even if you're day trading futures, but you're going to see these patterns much more quickly because you're going to be looking at the smaller time frames. If you trade Forex, you're just going to see these, depending on the time frame that you trade, you will see the patterns very quickly materialize. So this is the system pretty well. And you see these semaphores, those are our proprietary indicators, and there's a lot to tell about that. We just had a session today in the trading room, the Forex trading room with Neil, and I think he blew away a lot of the students with his ability to read the charts and ability to take trades just by reading the charts. And that's because we're in the accelerated training program this week, but it's not too late to join. So let's just look at the PW and the fill the gap trade, how to spot the end of trend reversals. We look for divergence, and with that, we use the awesome oscillator. We use the awesome oscillator where price makes a higher high and the awesome oscillator makes a lower high. So this tells us that it identifies exhaustion point, okay, that the market is running out of steam. And then we have the initial move down into the wave. We have the pullback, price fails to make a new high. And then we trade lower to our price target. So this system gives us our price targets as well. I would be out at this point. I mean, I would definitely be out. I mean, if I would definitely be out, and if I were selling, but I don't typically sell stocks. I could buy a put if I feel that it's going down, but that's how I would play it. That's about it. And then look over here to the left, we got the same pattern. And this is the buy point here. And we made a new high, a fresh high. And this is equally sound for stocks moving for downtrends and for uptrends. So on the left, we have a downtrend. We have this divergence here, like very subtle divergence. We have this divergence up here. So this just gives us a stopping point for where price is going to go next. Okay, it gives us a stopping point. After this, we would expect us to have some kind of pullback, some kind of consolidation. And then if we are going to trade higher, so be it. But we have reached our initial target. And then this is the breakout 4 trade. And all of these we have a dashboard scanner which has all of these trade setups, scans for all of these trade setups on it. And I have found all of these trade setups from the dashboard scanner. Okay, just so you know. It scans almost 5,000 instruments. It's an end of day scanner. So here is the example of what happens after we find the top of the market, we have divergence, and then we have a pullback below the wave, and then above the wave for our A, B, and then we have the C wave down here. So here we have our purple semaphore, our yellow dot, our yellow retracement dot, and the move back. A lot of traders at this point think that we're going to continue to make new highs. But just remember that with Elliott wave analysis, corrections move in threes. So we have a three-wave correction typically below the tunnel, right, which we have here. And then this is the continuation pattern called the breakout 4. Spot the wave 4 and anticipate wave 5 blast off. I mean, it doesn't always blast off. We can have we can have another corrective move moving higher. So we could have a three-wave move moving higher without making a new high, and then we can have another correction. Really, we don't know what pattern will unfold from this point on. We just don't know. I mean, if this is the end of the correction, then we will likely move higher and make a new high. And just as we can find the breakout 4 on this chart for a move higher, we also see that once the wave is below the tunnel and we correct back to above the tunnel, we get the gray, and this is the breakout for sell or price target for the PW fill the gap. Okay, so I definitely use the wavy tunnel indicator to see where price is going to stop temporarily, or where it will stop and then reverse and make a new low. So on this chart, I am not convinced at this point that we will form a new uptrend. This is a weekly chart until the wave goes above the tunnel. Then that's my definition of an uptrend. So then I would see price unfolding to the upside. When the wave crosses above the tunnel, the wave is above the tunnel, then we're in an uptrend. Just by the my definition of using the wavy tunnel indicators for uptrends and downtrends. This is a downtrend. Okay. On the right side, this is an uptrend. So usually when we look at the scanner for the end of day charts on the daily and the weekly for stocks, I always like to have the weekly supporting my view. So if the daily looks like this, I want to make sure that the wave is above the tunnel on the weekly as well, or else I won't enter long. I mean, I just need to have uptrends on the weekly and the daily combined. So this is an ETF. It's a 5-minute chart, XLK, just to show you that all of the patterns are the same. This was a purple semaphore. We had the price to wave, and then the retracement and the fill the gap. So this is the PWFG, and then we have the breakout 4 down here, and we squeak out a new high. This is just the pattern, the 8-wave market cycle that we've learned about already. And here we have divergence. Okay, so up here, are we going to anticipate it moving higher? Well, not necessarily before we have a correction. Okay, I mean, and that's what we have here. I don't know when. I don't know when this was taken. I forgot. Okay, September 29th. It looks like, yeah. So, and this is a 5-minute chart. This is another ETF, XLY, the 60-minute. Here we have divergence on the left. This is called bar divergence on the awesome oscillator. Price comes down to the below the tunnel, and this is our breakout 4 trade. And remember, I said that at this point, we don't know if we're going to make a new high. If we move up in 3 waves, that symbolizes another correction, because it's not 5 waves. 5 waves is trend, 3 waves is correction. We move up in 3 waves, and then we come down again. Not surprising. Like you just look at the pattern. You don't have to count the waves. You can see that this is an A, B, C, moving up in 3 waves. And at this point, you should be saying, okay, the correction isn't over. We're going to move down again in another 3 waves. A, B, C. This is just how it is. okay? This is the futures market. I'm sure some of you trade futures. A lot of traders are trading futures these days. I trade futures as well. And this is the ES, the 1-minute chart, okay? Look at this pattern. This was a purple semaphore. It turned gray because we made a new high, so the purple moves to the right. We have a nice move down below the tunnel. This is a little bit more of a complicated correction, A, B, C. It's just a little bit more complicated. And this is the breakout 4 trade. Breakout 4, looking for new highs. And what do we get? New highs. Okay, this is the ES, the 1-minute. This is gold. Okay, on the 1-minute, same pattern. We have divergence in the awesome oscillator. You can put the awesome oscillator on your charts with the moving averages. And if you join us, you will get all of these indicators. We're on many different platforms. We're on MT4. Well, you see Wealth Charts, Ninja Trader, TradeStation, Trading View. Am I leaving any out? I think I am. And we have our dashboard. I'm probably leaving something out. Okay, I'll show you afterwards what we're on. And we have the PW fill the gap trade, our breakout 4 trade, after we have the divergence. And then this is interesting. This move up is, it looks corrective to me, right? It's not very impulsive, and this could be a double correction. I don't know. It certainly looks corrective to me at this point. And then we look at the NQ, the 60-minute chart. Same pattern. We have divergence. We have an A, B, C. Price moves down. And then we move back up again, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just showing you these examples because you don't have to sign up for my program to start implementing this in your analysis every day and looking at the market map, okay? Here we go. We have the Wavy Tunnel Pro dashboard scanner, and we're on MetaTrader 4, NinjaTrader, MotiveWave, and TradeStation. This is for our indicators and our scanners. We have very comprehensive scanners, so you can scan lots of markets on all of these platforms. And then we have the indicator suite on Wealth Charts and Trading View. That's what we have. So we went through the 6 core setups. Let's summarize this. Trading in action, identifying entry, trigger, and re-entries. Let's start at point 1. Okay, finding wave C for the breakout 4 trade. So finding wave C for the end of the PW fill the gap trade. Gray arrow kicks off the new trend. Here we go. And the blue and red dots into the wave show entry points. We call these the breakout 3 trend trades, continuation pattern trades. And there's just a lot to say about the bungees and how the bungees relate to these semaphores. They do. And this has been studied over, a long time. 15 years, back testing galore, you name it. Like, yeah, this has always been our strategy. And then the purple arrow is the end of the swing move, and then we do it again. Price to wave, and then fill the gap. So this is point 1, finding C for the breakout 4 trade. And this is how I've simplified Elliott wave analysis in the Wavy Tunnel Pro system. And that's what I've done. I've simplified it just with the moving averages and the bungees and the semaphores, because I'll tell you a story. How did I get into this Elliott wave analysis? Way back when I was on the trading desk in New York, we hired a technician from the Chicago Board of Trade to be on our desk. And he introduced us to pivot points. Pivot points were really big at that time. The floor traders were trading from pivot point to pivot point. I still put pivot points on my charts to this day. And he also was a student of Elliott, and he introduced that to us. And Elliott wave analysis was really big at that time. There were lots of traders. We used Reuters at that time, and there were lots of traders from different banks posting analysis, talking about the wave structure, and we had huge moves. So it was really important to get a handle on what the markets were doing. So that's how I got my grounding in Elliott wave analysis. And once I learned it, I never looked back. I couldn't not use it. But what was really cool was developing the strategy and improving on this strategy to see the Elliott wave cycles. I never wanted to be a consummate wave counter myself. Rather, I wanted to trade the markets and not have to sit there and analyze the markets. I was always under the impression while working at the bank that the analysts should stay analysts and the traders should stay traders, which is why while at the bank, I always had an Elliott wave analyst by my side. And then I always had an Elliott wave analyst by my side when I started my business a long time ago, FX Traders Edge. And even to this day, we have a wave counting service that is part of our services. So I just follow very specific criteria in my wavy tunnel strategy to evaluate if I want to trade a specific setup. I remove subjectivity with the specific criteria. The greater the objectivity, the fewer the emotions, by the way. The greater the objectivity, the fewer the emotions. The Wavy Tunnel Pro strategy has what I've always been looking for, namely clear, defined, understandable, and consistent rules that are not complicated to learn. Even people who have never had anything to do with the stock market can learn these strategies quickly. Thank you, Christian. This is the trading system that has worked for me over the past 30 years. Longer than 30 years. I told you when I started, and counting. Okay, I guess I need to change that. But this is not about me, it's about you. And the Wavy Tunnel Pro, which I would love for you to join me, is a solid, I've been told, it's a solid master's in trading education for all asset classes, instruments, and timeframes. And many of our students today that are in this program this week can attest to that. You probably think it is a master's program, but we try to simplify it for everybody. And we work with you until you get it, really. This is specifically for you, for new traders and experienced traders. I can't tell you how many traders with 10, 20, 30 years experience have joined the program as well. So like I said, it started, my coaching sessions started, but all of the material is there. You get lifetime access with it. And join today, you're going to be right in it. WavyTunnelPro.com is where you go, okay? And we start out with the Elliott Wave series and Fibonacci, and then we move on to the Wavy Tunnel Pro strategy, and then we move on to harmonics analysis, which I call this the icing on the cake. And then for the Pro and Platinum, we have a price action trading course as well, institutional price action trading course, because it's always in addition to the Wavy Tunnel Pro strategy. Like it's always in addition. The setups remain the same. It just adds new layers. So this is the pricing. You can see this on WavyTunnelPro.com. This is your starter package. This is your Pro package, and this is your Platinum package. Basically get everything with the Platinum package, and you get a lot of coaching from me too. It's for new traders. I have 5 minutes left. It's for new traders and experienced traders, no matter what asset class you trade, currencies, futures, CFDs, options, and stocks, okay? It's a lot of new traders start, and they're very happy to start with this program because it's real. It has everything in it. We talk about everything, the 3 steps, the the not only the strategy, but the market analyzing, the Elliott wave analysis, and then trade management and money management as well, which is key. And also we talk a lot about the emotions that go into trading, okay? It's for day and swing traders. There are so many futures traders today as well, day trading futures. It's for day trading futures as well. It's for options traders. I trade options and I trade futures. Well, I have a stock and options portfolio and I trade the futures markets and Forex. And I use my systems to take options trades. It's just, yeah, it's great. It's for position traders and long-term investors. And you can use this on any time frame. You can use this with any market. So for the first level, we give you 1 month of all of our services, Wavy Tunnel Pro Desk, Elliott Wave Desk with the wave counts, and the Wavy Tunnel Pro Elite Scanner tools. We have 4 trading rooms for Forex in London and New York, and we have a weekly Ninja Trader room, which I do on the futures markets, and we have daily Elliott Wave counts on Forex futures and stocks, and you get a coaching session with me as well. And if you sign up for the Pro, you get 2 months of these services for free. And then it does renew. You can mix and match. We have trade review videos. We have lots of videos. Okay, just lots and lots of videos tying it all together. We have a course manual. You get all the recordings for lifetime. We have special guides. There's a lot in here. WavyTunnelPro.com. These are the platforms that we're on. We're also on TradingView just for the indicator suites, wealth charts and TradingView, and we have the scanners for MetaTrader 4, NinjaTrader, MotiveWave, and TradeStation. WavyTunnelPro.com, and again, I'm honored to be published in these publications, USA Today and International Business Times, but I really get excited when I'm teaching traders how to trade the markets with confidence. That's really important for me. So here it is. Please, thank you for being here live. You can scan or visit WavyTunnelPro.com. And here's my message to you. Clarity, confidence, consistency. That's what the Wavy Tunnel Pro delivers. And if you're ready to stop guessing and start reading the markets with structure, join us at WavyTunnelPro.com. Your 3-step playbook for consistency starts now. Your next step is simple. Scan the QR code or just head over to the WavyTunnelPro.com to start training and trading with us right away. To wrap it up, Elliott Wave gives us the roadmap and the Wavy Tunnel Pro gives us the compass. Together, they turn market cycles into clear, actionable opportunities, helping you trade every trend and correction with clarity and confidence. And if you have any questions, you can always email me at jody@fxtradersedge.com. That's Jody, Jody. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation, and I look forward to seeing you in the training. And thank you so much, Dave.